Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Welcome to day one of Pipeline to Profit. Today, we are kicking things off with one of the most impactful tools you can use to increase your closing rate, make a killer first impression. It's the sales proposal tool. So, everybody, briefly tell us in the chat, what is your current process for your estimates? And today, Gosha is going to walk us through how to build proposals that sell. No back and forth, no guessing. Thank you, Gosha, for being here. We really appreciate your time and everything you've done to build out the estimates and the sales proposal tool. Do you want to just do a quick introduction, and then we can go through the sales proposal tool demonstration?
Sure, yes. So hello, my name is Gosia, and I'm the product manager at HouseCool Pro, and I'm specifically responsible for sales proposal tool, also service plans, and I'm not sure if you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so let me repeat that. My name is Gosia, and I'm the product manager at HouseCool Pro, and I'm responsible specifically for service plans, sales proposal tool, and estimates in general. And today is going to be about sales proposal tool. So I think that just share the screen. I will walk you through the process of creating a proposal. I will also give you some tips for using estimate templates, because this is something that is like very important if you want to make proposals quickly. And I will also show what is like the customer experience. So what's the end that your customer can see. And one disclaimer, I will be previewing this on some new layouts that we are in the process of releasing. So lately, we were making an update to the layouts of the sales proposal. We also introduced a new layout. So this is something that's been released to about 20% of organizations. I will be showing this new version because this is something that is going to come, to everyone. And I think it's just going to make much more sense to present this new version. So I will try to share the screen. Okay, so. And what you should be seeing right now is an estimate.
Yeah, we can see
it. Okay. So I already created an estimate with a few options. I put some line items in here. So I have like the basic estimate already created. I have 3 options right now in this estimate. And yeah, maybe just quick word about using estimate options. You can always add more than 1 option to your estimate. This is something that we highly recommend to, allow your customer to have more choices that they can choose from. So this is what I did for this estimate. I created 3 different estimate options, and this is like the basic layer, so the basic content that I have added. And right now I'm going to click the send button to create a proposal out of this estimate. And here is what you can see that is new, or some of you should already have access to this feature. We have this layout control on the left. What it means is that if you have access to Sales Proposal Tool, you can choose from 3 different layouts. I will briefly go over the simple layout, because this is the layout this is the only layout that is not really a proposal. This is something that we have if you don't really want to have any pictures or like sales descriptions of options added to your estimate. If you want to have just plain estimate without any pictures and descriptions, you can use the simple layout and send this estimate in like a regular view. However, if you would like to boost the sales, we highly encourage you to use the side-by-side or the stacked layout and create a proposal. To create a proposal, this is a very simple process. I will first create this from scratch, and then I will show you how to use templates. Basically, what is a proposal is like an additional presentation layer that we build by adding some images and descriptions of options. I have some images already selected on my computer. I can upload them. I also have some copy already created. So this process of creating a proposal layer is basically means that I'm adding pictures, I'm adding some good descriptions that the customer can use to actually understand what is the content of an option. I can also rename the option. So in my case, in this use case, I would like to present like a standard good, better, best proposal. So this is what I can do. I can just rename this option 1 to a good one. And I will just go ahead and add a picture to the second option. I can save this. Again, I have some copy already created. So I can use this description field to add the copy that is a description of the second option. I will rename it to a better option. And finally, I'm going to do the same with the third option. I'm going to save the picture. Obviously, this is kind of like a dummy data for now, but okay, best one. And yes, what I basically did right now, this is like this presentation layer that changed this estimate from like the regular estimate, it changed to a proposal estimate. I mentioned at the beginning that we have 3 different layouts. The first layout, the simple one, is if you don't really want to use any proposal presentation layer. We have the side-by-side layout as well, and this is actually the perfect fit if you have like a classic good, better, best, because this is a layout where the customer could have like this side-by-side comparison of all options, and they can quite easily choose which option they think is best for them. We also have a stacked layout. That is a new layout that the customer, you can also choose this layout to present options in like this stacked way. And this is really it when it comes to creating a proposal from scratch. When it comes to creating a proposal using templates, which is, again, something that we highly encourage you to do, this is actually very simple as well. Templates live in Pricebook. So if you navigate to your Pricebook and if you go to Estimate Templates, you can create folders. This is basically the same logic as what we have for services or materials. So you can have folders with different subfolders. So if you want to categorize your templates, you can absolutely do so. And templates, it's basically a content that is ready to use. So all that process of creating options, creating the line items, adding the descriptions and pictures, you can do this basically only once, and then you can just utilize a template to create a proposal. So if I'm now going to like customer profile, I have John Smith here. Let's say that I would like to create an estimate that is that has a proposal presentation layer. I can absolutely do so using templates. So if I click templates here, I can change the content of the first option, and it's updated. I can click here. I can select more, like the best option from the templates that I had saved in my Pricebook. And if I go here now and I click send, you can see that this presentation layer is already added because I had saved this as a template. This is a good, better, best proposal. So I will also change it so that my customer can approve only one option. I can save this now. And yes, this is a good, better, best proposal. I have also another estimate that I created before. This is the stacked layout. This is perfect if the customer can approve multiple options. So what I would like to propose to my customer with this proposal is that I can offer them a cooling package, but also a heating upgrade and maybe some air quality improvement. I would love if the customer approved all of the options. So I made sure that this setting here is set to customer can approve multiple options. And I feel that this stacked view is perfect for the customer to easily choose and select all of the options they want. Do you have any questions when it comes to creating proposals, either from scratch or from templates? If there are any questions, I would love to answer them. If not, I will move on to presenting the customer side of things.
So the first question that I have, when you were going through this workflow on web, was you went into the estimate and you created that first option.
Yes.
And then when you added the 2 and 3 from the templates, you were able to do 2 of them at a time. Are you
True.
able to go in and select all of them at one time, or it needs to be, and then you can add bulk more?
Yeah, unfortunately, we are going to fix this. This is a little UX issue that we currently have. But basically, right now, this process is divided into a few steps. So if I start, let me maybe go back to the customer profile. If I start from the profile and I click estimate, it basically has this first option created. So what I did at the very beginning is that I replaced this empty option with content coming from a template. And then I added a few templates more. And obviously, the second step, yes, I can add as many as I want. So this is true. This is divided into 2 steps, which is something that we plan to fix in the coming months, so that you can create the whole good, better, best, or you can add all of the packages in like a single step. But yes, this is a very good question. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. And then you can use templates on the mobile, because most people are in the field, they're doing it from the mobile app, and you can't generate templates on mobile. That has to be done on web, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you can prepare the already generated on the web.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, yes. So the workflow right now is that creating templates is something more like admin oriented. So it's something that you can do on web only. And as I mentioned, you can use, we keep them in Pricebook. So one of the advantages of that process is that you can have different categories. Like I can also add, even add pictures if I really want to like brand or make like a visual distinction of a category. So we have all of that. It's something that's been done on the web, but absolutely a template. So this process where I like replaced an option with a template, or when I added more templates, this is something that works both on web and mobile. Absolutely.
Awesome. Yes. And then I did see one question in the chat about from Diego. He said, I love templates, but they take too much time for me to make them because I cannot duplicate them. Is that something that we're building?
Yes, that's one of the improvements we also plan to implement in estimates. So again, absolutely, this is very valid feedback and something that is on the roadmap in our plans. One quick tip for now, until we have duplication, one quick tip that I can give you is that if you have proposals estimates that you created in the past, and you really like this content, you can also save an already existing estimate option as a template. So let's say that this best option is not something that I have in my Pricebook, and I want to save this as a template. I can do so. It's just very simple process. I click Save as Template. So I have the 3-dot menu in here. I click Save as Template. And as you can see, we already pre-filled this with the option name that is visible to the customer, the description, the image, because I had them added. The only thing that I have to do is that I have to provide the pro-facing template name. So something that makes sense to you as the pro is not necessarily customer-facing. And you also need to specify where in Pricebook you want this template to live, and that's all. So we absolutely want to introduce duplication, so duplicating templates in Pricebook, but until this is implemented, a tip that I can give you is that you can save an option as a template.
Awesome. I love that.
Okay, so just to sum up, with the new, especially with the new sales proposal tool, what we have is that we have 3 different layouts. The simple layout is something that you can use if you don't really want to add any pictures, descriptions to the options. We have the side-by-side, which is perfect for the good, better, best. And we also have a stacked layout, which is, you can obviously use whatever layout you want, but like stacked is ideal if the customer can approve more than one option. And by the way, with the new layouts, something that is also a change that we are introducing is that we also have a name and a short description of the whole proposal that you can also customize. So by default, the name is estimate for customer name, but if I want to change this to proposal, I can absolutely do so. And I can also create like a very short summary of all of the options. I can use this new field that I have now. So that's new as well. And the last thing that I would like to show you is what it looks like from the customer perspective. So I've emailed myself 2 different proposals, one in the stack layout, one in the side-by-side. So this is like now it's me pretending to be the customer. And if I click view estimate, this is this customer-facing view. So in the case of this particular proposal, I can approve more than one option. So I can click add option. Let's say that I want all of that. I can add all of them. We also have this like new section for attachments. And I can preview all of the options that I've selected. So this is pretty much something like kind of like a checkout experience as if I were, doing e-commerce shopping. And I can click approve. Obviously, we have the e-signature in here. I can do like last preview of all of the options that I selected. And I can sign using the e-signature field. I can sign the proposal, agree to conducting the business, approve this proposal. And this is the customer-facing view. And specifically the customer-facing view of the stacked layout. So it's something that, all of the details are, I can expand this view to see all of the details. In this case, I can expand the view to see all of the line items. And the side-by-side layout is something that I mentioned. This is perfect for the good, better, best. So in this case, as the customer, I can only approve 1 out of 3 options. Again, I can click see details. One thing that I think is pretty cool is that we have these arrows. So if I want to navigate between the good, better, best, I can just do so using the arrows. And let's say that I want to go ahead and approve the better one. I can again type my name. I can e-sign this, agree, approve. And the better one is now approved.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yes, this is it, I think.
Cool. Thank you so much, Gosha, for taking us through that. And I know you've done a lot of extensive hard work on the sales proposal tool and the estimates feature. So if you guys have any, questions, please drop them in the chat and we'll make sure that we're answering all of those questions. I've seen this question a lot. Yes, this will be recorded. It will be available for you to watch later. So don't worry about that. You're going to be able to watch this on demand if you do have to hop off and want to come back to it later. Okay, so we have with us 2 super pros, and these guys are in different industries, different kind of stage of business, and they are going to walk you through how they're using proposals in their business. So Alan, we'll go with you first and just do a quick rundown of like where you're from, your business, what you guys do, and how big the company is.
Okay. Yeah, so we're actually located in St. Cloud, Florida. Um, we only do HVAC services currently on our setup, and over this last year, this has been good for us because we've grown exponentially. And so what I mean by that is we needed to figure out a way to kind of streamline a lot of this, and it's helped out significantly. So I don't use this particular piece for my sales personnel. And the reason I don't do it is because it doesn't integrate the way I need it to do an automatic update whenever we're delivering price updates. So we use it strictly for our service technicians. That said, since we've started to use it and we've gotten better at it, we've actually seen an increase of roughly about 20% in closing. So when we're not on a job, we're not closing right then and there. We've integrated this with the pipeline to allow it to keep pushing through to our customers until they either decline it or accept it. But that's where we get a lot of our back end work, because sometimes people just need time to think. Gosha went over a lot of it there, and for us, we actually use the side-by-side layout. We don't have templates built up because no customer is the same whenever we show up to a service call. And so for us, it's very simple. We created some pictures, and we did 1 through 5, and it has golden stars 1 through 5 with our company logo on there, just to kind of keep it home to our customers. And then they have the option. So I may build you an option that's a 1-star option. I may build you an option that's a 3-star and then a 5-star, depending on what the needs are. And we opened it up as well to where they can choose more than one option. If my 1-star option is just a service membership plan, well, that's option 1. Option 5 may be the, all of the services that have combined to get us where we need to be. And so they may need to choose option 1, option 3. But that's how we've set it up. And they're, again, seeing a significant uptick in our industry and our business over this last year.
So because you mentioned that you're putting your service plans and presenting them as options, I feel like everybody should be doing that. So you're adding your service plans to your price book. And how many plans do you have available for the customer?
We only do 1 now, and it's just a monthly plan. Just like everything else that we're dealing with in this day and age, it's simple, it's cost effective. We're not here to try to gouge anybody and break the bank by any means and paying a yearly subscription. So we keep it at a low cost, but we separate it out. And there are times where the guys will actually have it separately in there as well too, just to kind of show the price difference of here's what it has. If you have it, here's the price if you don't have the plan, just to be able to give those options to them appropriately.
And they're calculating that out themselves, like manually, right?
In most cases, yes, because for us, when you have a plan, it's a 20% discount off of whatever services we have available.
Okay. I believe, Gosha, correct me if I'm wrong, that is something that we are currently working on, is to bring the service plans able to be presented in the sales proposal tool.
Yes, in the sales proposal tool, also in online booking. So basically, one of the very important bodies of work for us right now is to ensure that you have more touch points when it comes to selling service plans. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Any ETA on when that's going to be available?
No, not at this point, because service plans in general are quite complex. So we also want to do some kind of a grant work. We're also redoing how payments work. We would love to redo a little bit about how templates work. So for service plans, because right now they are pretty rigid. And once you have a template and you want to sell this to the customer, you cannot really customize anything about this. And if there's anything that you would like to customize, basically need to create a new template. So we are basically looking at doing like a big overhaul of service plans, starting with the UX, then adding like more touch points to make it easier to sell at different stages of the life cycle you might have with the customer.
Got you. But it's a great workaround to put those plans into the price book, have all of them available so that you can show your customer what you have available. And whenever they select the plan, then either the office can or just add that service plan and check out on the job. And we'll go over service plans more in depth tomorrow. Same time, it's going to be at noon Eastern. We're going to really deep dive into these 3 features of sales proposal tool, service plan, and pipeline. Thank you, Alan. I appreciate the insight on how you guys are successful with the sales proposal tool. And I think that the biggest call out there is offering the service plan, making it simple. And okay, Franklin, just do a quick intro of who you are, where you're from, what you do, and how you guys use the sales proposal tool.
Sure, yeah. So my name's Franklin Hoglander. I own Treasure Valley Solutions. We're a home automation, audio video security company. So we do anything from like a Ring doorbell to front door, in-home theater rooms, everything in between. We do a lot of security systems, cameras, all the good stuff. We do it as both residential and commercial. So we do a lot of work for restaurant chains, putting up their TVs and security cameras, their POS systems, all that stuff. So we do a lot of different things, even like Christmas lights and in the winter time. So yeah, the sales proposal tool for us is we use it every single day. We have been using it for a long time. We really love the new options. I just wish there was an option where you could do side by side and stacked, so that you have you have 3 different options, but there's upgrades for each of those options. So that would be super cool to have at some point. But beyond that, yeah, we use both layouts depending on the job that we're quoting. If we do quote a good, better, best situation, then we use the side by side. But often we just quote this is kind of the base thing that you wanted. You also asked us an option for this, and you asked for an option for this. So we then use the stacked options. So we use both of them, depending on what it is we quote. Like I was just working on a quote for a customer that, they wanted their sound system died in there. So their amp in their home died. So they needed a new amp, but they also wanted an option for adding some more speakers. And then they wanted another option for adding some security cameras, so that, that one we're going to be using that stacked option. So, which is great, because you can just, okay, yeah, I want to do this time, this time. And then we typically leave those other options just there for, future reference. It would be nice if there's a way to, have those options that have not been accepted yet, have some kind of a email campaign around it. Basically, 30 days or 60 days later, just send it out again, like, hey, we still have this, option for you here that you couldn't afford at the time, but maybe now is a good time, without us having to completely recreate it. But, all kinds of fun stuff that we can always use updates for. But yeah, so that's kind of how we use it. We do. Every single estimate that we do, we use it. We have a pretty good acceptance rate. Our acceptance rate is about the 55 to 60% acceptance on all of our estimates. So pretty good rate.
And you have all of those built out already in the price book, ready to go.
We don't have a lot of templates. We just have a few, like, standard templates for like TV mounts and, a Ring doorbell installation. So a lot of templates that we, are relatively straightforward. Since most of the stuff that we do is custom, we don't necessarily have, super build out templates, but we do have some that, we do for certain instances. Like we have, contracts with builders that we do low voltage wiring for. So we have, for each of those builders, we have, a 3-bedroom house, a 4-bedroom house, and a, whatever the different floor plans they have typically built out, because they typically just built, 10 or 15 of the same floor plan. So once we create one for a certain floor plan, we just save it as a template. So then the next house we have to do,
one category. Yeah. So next time you go there, you have that.
So yeah,
Awesome.
So we do use templates, probably not as often as some other people do. Like I said, we just have like, a template for a TV mount, and if they need 2 TV mounts, we just change the quantity or whatever. But we do use them. So.
Okay, cool. We'll be taking any questions. So let's just go over questions that we have here in the chat. The one I see from Norma is, can the price form be added to the template?
Yeah, no, not at this point. We don't have price forms in templates, but you can absolutely add a pricing form, I assume this is referring to. You can absolutely add pricing form to an estimate or a proposal.
Okay, so you
But it's
can't
not-
add it
Mhm.
to the estimate, but you can't save it as a template.
No, not inside an estimate template. So pricing forms, like, they have to be added directly to an estimate that you create for a customer.
The pricing form itself is already a template, basically.
Yes, yeah, you could say so. I mean, I can see use cases for using them inside templates, but yeah, like the general idea for pricing forms is that this is like a template that you use and like the only thing that you customize is like some variables that are specific to the customer, like number of bedrooms, so on.
Okay, so Diego, I know this may be something that can be done in the future, but would adding financing rates to your template so it reflects on the presentation. Okay, so doesn't it already do that? If you have Wisetack enabled, you can see what that monthly payment would be when you're presenting.
Yes. For us, anything above $500, it automatically starts to show those monthly payments, what they could potentially be.
Yes.
As long as it's not a business, as long as it's just a, homeowner.
Yes, if they're marked as
financing for businesses.
If they're marked as homeowner inside of the customer profile and you have Wisetack enabled, you will see that automatically on every single estimate and job.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good question, Diego, and I'm glad that you asked it because we didn't go over that. Okay, so Michael, to make sure I understand, templates would have to be recreated if anything changes in the price book, not dynamically updated at present.
Yeah, so the way it works is that we have a synchronization between services and materials in Pricebook and templates. So basically, the way it works is that when you create an estimate template, you can absolutely select line items from your Pricebook. So you can select services and materials from Pricebook. And if there's nothing that you change after you add a service or material to a template and you just save the template, then we keep them in synchronization, which means that if you modify a service or a material in Pricebook, like update the description or update the price, it's going to automatically be updated in a template. However, if you pull a line item to a template from Pricebook and then you modify this line item in a template, you basically you are basically creating a new line item. So the synchronization is no longer there.
So because I've done a lot of reading on this and making sure that I fully understand this.
Yeah.
Because even Alan said we can't use it because they don't get updated. If you are creating an estimate or job template and you're pulling that from the price book, then anything that is edited on that line item in the price book, like increasing the cost or the description, it will automatically update on the template.
Yes,
unless you have broken that sync between by editing on the template itself.
Yes. And I think that for the future, we also plan to put the synchronization information. So kind of like a status, but yes, this is true. Yeah.
Okay.
And I just tested this and it actually works. So, because I didn't know that worked. So.
Awesome. Okay, let's keep going with questions. Any way to get that fixed for companies can't use Wisetack? Yeah, no, unfortunately not. Those are the terms, put forth by Wisetack, and it would have. We are not sure. That would have to come from Wisetack. So for now, no. Diego, I am in a very competitive market in Chicago, and I use multiple financing companies. Would there be an option to customize? No. You can only use WiseTech as an integration with Housecall Pro. It's one of our trusted partners, and that is who we use. Barry.
I might offer up on those. WiseTech is not the only financing company that we use either. And so even when they show that option available to the customer, that price isn't also guaranteed to that customer. A lot of that is going to be based on their credit score. So once they push through, they may see 5 or 6 different options on the financing side from WiseTech. And even then, until you actually run the credit, their rates are going to be variable based on their credit scores regardless. It's just to give them an idea. So the way I've trained our guys in the conversations that we have is this is a minimum of what you could potentially see. Until we actually run it, we don't have a definitive number, but this is usually pretty close. And that's how we open and engage the financing conversation.
Awesome. Thank you for adding that in there. Yeah, so you can use your local, credit union for financing, whatever it is. But a lot of people have more than one financing company that they work with. So if you get denied through WiseTech, there is a backup, might have a better rate. So how many companies would you say? 2 or 3?
For us, we have 3 total.
Okay.
And once you're outside, if you're getting denied by those 3, financing is probably not an option for you at that point.
Right. Okay, let's move forward. We often need to go to the customer site before we can give an exact estimate. However, it would be very helpful if we could create an estimate range with the price book. Is there any way to do this?
So first of all, I would say that if you have to go to the customer to do the estimate, which is very standard, what I would maybe recommend is that you track this visit with a job because it comes with some benefits. You can have a better time tracking. You can also add an invoice, with the dispatch fee. You can add this to that job, and once you have a job, you can create an estimate on this job. When it comes to ranges, so a price can have a range from A to B. That's not something that we have, but it's not. We don't have that both in price book, and it's not something that is on estimates. But I would say that once you have an estimate created, you can basically play with different line items, maybe change the prices, and the form is just going to automatically update itself. If you are referring to just trying to have a price simulation without necessarily creating the estimate, what I can recommend is kind of utilizing the so-called new estimate flow. And if I can just share the screen for a moment. What it means is that if I click here and I click new estimate, I don't necessarily have to save this form because it's create an estimate, but I can use this form here to try and test different pricing options, because it's a form that's going to automatically calculate the total sum. I can play with discounts on the screen. I can add materials and so on. So this, I'm not sure if this is answering the question, but if it's about trying to assess what the price can be, I think this is a good kind of a price simulation, at least on the web.
Awesome. Thank you. I think that is, I do see another one here. I love how presentable the presentation tool is and can work in the sales process. Is there a way to email the estimate and have the same look and feel of the proposal tool? So basically, can you send the proposal via email?
Yeah, absolutely, both via email and SMS. So, and again, I will maybe just go back to screen sharing. Sorry, screen sharing, yeah. So this view right now, this is what I sent myself via email. So maybe I can even start with the email itself. So yeah, this is the side-by-side in this case. And this is something that the customer gets as a email. It can also be sent as an SMS message. And yes, absolutely. Like this proposal presentation is something that you can send to the customer via email. And it's something that we also made sure that it works well on phone. So maybe let me pick like an iPhone or something like that. So yes, so this is something that's also like optimized for phone usage, because actually like, we see from analytics that the majority of devices the customer is going to preview the estimate is a mobile phone. So yes, it absolutely can be sent by email, text message. Yes.
Okay, awesome.
Gosha, does it no longer send the PDF?
We still have the PDF that is an attachment.
I didn't see it in your email.
It's true that we would like to give you optionality. So basically, I know that some pros are used to the fact that this email also contains a PDF attachment, and we don't really want to take that away. We just would like to give optionality. Do you want to attach the email or not? And so it's basically an option. It's up to the pro to attach the PDF or not.
Oh,
Really?
It's not there yet. It's not. We don't have that ready yet, but it is in also something that we do plan, and we do recognize the need to have this optionality.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you're saying that's
Right
why it looks
now-
like that on your end.
So right now, it does not include the PDF.
It does include. It absolutely all emails. They
didn't
do
see
include the PDF. So this is the email.
Yeah. Oh, it's there as
It's an attachment.
okay.
Yes.
It's there as that attachment. Yeah, it's less weird as those. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this has been like a big topic before in the past of customers just clicking on the PDF instead of going into view the estimate where they can accept it, and then they're making a phone call or, you know, saying their answer in a text message instead of just accepting or declining.
Yeah. We absolutely want to make sure that we do everything we can so that the customer clicks this interactive view and they play with they click see options, they see the pictures, they see basically all of the descriptions. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and it's intuitive for them to get in there.
Yes, and it's also optimized for mobile devices and everything.
So can we also potentially add a download PDF version on the actual web page? Because I've had several customers now that are like, I'm trying to print this when they're looking at the web page, and then it prints like 79 pages because it prints like all kinds of fun stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, that would make sense.
They don't realize that the PDF is attached to the email for some reason,
Yes.
and then they're like, "Oh, can I just download this?"
Yes. And I can see like it's the customers are so different. I feel because some customers are not really noticing that there is a button in the email, and all they notice is the PDF. Some they don't notice the PDF. Yes,
so both ways for sure. So,
It really depends what email provider your customer is using. So the way it shows up in Apple Mail versus the way it shows up in Gmail is completely different in the way it presents and where the estimate is. Just for example.
Yep.
I do see a question from Dalton, and I was wondering this too. How was the additional warranty PDF added onto the estimate?
Oh, yeah. So again, let me share the screen one more time. Or maybe not one more time, I can share as many times as needed. So basically right now, again, I just need the pro facing. Okay, so the way it works right now is that attachments are added here. So I have to go to the estimate details page, and attachments is something that works for each option individually. So I added this additional warranty to the good option. I can add also different attachments to the better, the best, and so on. So it's something that we add to a single option. But yeah, we have this, like, if you click plus, you can like select all sorts of attachments, videos, images, PDFs, basically everything you need to attach.
Is detachment something that can be added to the template?
No, not yet in case of estimates, but we do hear that this feedback, and yes, again, this is something that is also a planned improvement. Not now, but yes, it makes absolute sense to also have attachments as part of the template. But yeah, adding attachments is on the estimate details, and when I go send, all I have to do is to remember that I need to select which attachments I want to share, because basically the way it works, like the logic behind is that on the estimate details page, and also on the job details, because it works the same on estimates and jobs, you can add all sorts of attachments, not necessarily the attachment that you want to share with the customer. So you can also add internal attachments in here. And when you go to send, you can click here and you can only select the attachments that you really want to share with the customer. So that I can either select all of them, or I can just use the checkboxes. And this is how you select the attachments for the customer. So once I save these 2 attachments, I click save. And if I send this estimate, the customer is going to see precisely these 2 attachments.
So if you have those attachments there and you were to present it, where would those show up, or would they?
And by the way, that also reminds me that we also have like a present button that is pro-facing. So if you don't really want to, if you are using a desktop device, and I know that some pros do, it's like less common than using a mobile device, but if you are using a desktop device and you are in front of the customer, you can also click present. So this is just going to open. This is like an estimate that I already approved, but yes, what I want to show you is that we have this attachments section under the options. So the way it works is that it's divided between documents. So it's like a separate section, and we also have separate section for photos and videos. And the customer is going to see the attachments under all options.
So the attachments, they have to be added in order for them to show up. And maybe that's what you're running into, Jesse, is they're on the estimate. But when you go to like the step before either presenting or sending the estimate, you need to add those attachments. Because you might have some attachments on the back end or pictures that you don't want the customer to see. So you need to select what is going to be shared.
Exactly, yeah. This is exactly the use case. So here I can add all sorts of attachments, and I think that I have some other, but they're all going to be cats. So let's say that I not necessarily want to share my cats or just various cats with the homeowner. So I have all of the pictures added, but when I go here and here I can select what I want to share with the customer. So let's say I only want to share like this picture and that warranty. I have only these 2 selected. I click save, and only these 2 are going to be presented to the customer.
Awesome.
And if for whatever reason, I want to also share a cat, I can click that, generate this view again, and it now also contains the cat. So yeah, we have this difference when it comes to attachments. You can add as many as you want, but you also have to do this extra step of selecting which attachments should be presentable to the customer or presented to the customer.
Yep. Yeah, we use it a lot because we basically, when we are going out on estimates, for example, we take pictures of where all the cameras are going to go. So we take pictures of those locations, we put an arrow, and then as part of the estimate, we attach those pictures so the customer exactly knows where we are planning to put the cameras or whatever it is. So yeah, we use this a lot.
Okay, I'm just looking through the questions to see if we have any other questions that we want to answer. When I create an option as a new template, the system makes me use it as a new option, and I have to delete option 1 every time. Then in pipeline, it duplicates. I was actually noticing that myself. So when you're adding a template as to a brand new estimate, then have that additional new option there. And this is on mobile.
This is on mobile, but I would say this is on web as well. And again, this is one of those things that we would like to improve in the product, so that this process of creating estimate from templates is not really divided into 2 steps. Right now, what I can say is that at least on desktop, when you create, like when you hit plus new and you select estimate, on this page, you can also select a template, just one for one action, and the remaining options have to be added after you created the first option, but it's also something that is going to work. So basically the way it's going to work is that
you have to add it from the very beginning from a template.
So I hit new plus new. Obviously, I need to select the customer first. So here I can click templates, and it's just going to be like single select. Click select, save this. And if I want to add any other options, I can also just go ahead, and now I can click as many as I want.
Got you.
So that's not perfect in terms of the flow, but yeah, it's something that is on our radar when it comes to improving this.
Okay. Got it. It's the little things, right?
Yeah.
And actually on mobile, you just select template and it works fine. I just tested it as well.
Awesome. And you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Okay. I am adding the attachments to the presented estimate. However, they do not transfer to the PDF.
Yeah. The PDF is very simplistic. It only contains like basically the line items from all options, and stuff like logo and the addresses. But yeah, the PDF is very simplistic. And like also we've done this work a few months ago that I actually kind of presented this already. You have this, like the customer's view of an estimate have this whole section for attachments.
Right.
And this is done so that it's very easy for the customer to preview all of the attachments. And it's also something that is not like hidden in a PDF, because the previous experience was that images were inside PDFs. Other attachments were like added as actual email attachments, and it was a mess. So right now, everything is very neatly, organized on the estimate view.
Okay. Okay. I think that's all the questions for right now. And I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for making time to be here today. Truly appreciate it. We will be back tomorrow for service plans. I know service plans are one of the most talked about. How do we get started? How do we use them? There's a lot of confusion around just getting into it, making that first step. So definitely come back tomorrow. We'll be walking you through service plans, how they work with the sales proposal tool, and how you can use them with Pipeline. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.